This is Heidi Pratt, and this is my momcast, my mom podcast. I am a first-time mom. I am actually in my 16th, almost 17th week, like 16 and 6 days, which is really exciting and extremely overwhelming. So I just kind of wanted to share what I've been going through, and then have some friends on throughout who are also pregnant and get some advice, because this whole mom world is very new to me. So one of the first things that I'm experiencing is the confusion with food. I am really confused. If you read anything and Google it, you get a million different answers. So obviously I'm asking my doctor, but still there's always a little bit of leeway, like French fries. All I want are French fries. And obviously that's not really good for me. And then some things say, you better not eat French fries because they will cause plasma, blah, 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 to your placenta and birth defects and this and that. And then I asked my friends and they're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? All I ate was French fries and pizza. So at this point, I'm just a little confused. So I'm using my own discernment and having a little bit of French fries, but try not to go overboard. And then I feel so guilty after I eat the fries. I'm like, oh my gosh, is the baby okay? What did I just do? So I'm trying not to overreact. And I don't know, I've never been a warrior. Warrior in my life. But recently I have become that. And I don't want to be this anxious, worried, stressed out mom. I mean, that is the worst when you grew up and those moms were like so crazy and running around. And I mean, now I understand where those moms were coming from. They were just stressed and had a lot on their plate. But when you're a kid, it comes off as a little scary. So I just really am praying about that. And I just want to be like a calm, cool, loving mom, like my mom was. My mom was always had it together, even if it didn't seem like it, and was just cool and collected and easygoing and fun. And I just kind of want to be more like that. So anyways, with the food stuff, I just get really overwhelmed because I want to be able to indulge a little bit and enjoy my pregnancy. And then you have some people who are like, fully go in, eat whatever you want. And it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go that way either, because just between us, I'm way above the weight scale where I'm supposed to be. There's this thing like pregnancy calculator. If you Google it, and you can put in your weight before, after, how much you've gained, etc., all your information, and it says how much weight you should have gained. So at this point, I probably should have weighed, at most, I should have gained 8 to 10 pounds. 8, I think, is really the number, but I am at 12 and going up each week. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I just gained a lot of weight already, and then it will kind of catch up to me and I won't gain as much in the following weeks. But that's not true. Each week it keeps going up. So I'm trying not to be stressed about it, but I also want to be really healthy. And I have really bad SI joint problems, which is my lower back. So the more extra weight I gain that's not necessary, the worse back problems I'm going to have that I'm already kind of experiencing. So I just want to be mindful what I'm eating, but enjoy what I'm eating and just try to find the balance in that. Obviously, I'm working out now. I wasn't really as much before, but then my doctor said how important it is for the baby with oxygen circulation in your body. So all these new things, I'm like, okay, well, now I need to make sure I'm working out for the baby. I normally work out. I like working out, but we did just get back from London and we're moving and have a lot of things going on. So now I've made it my priority, even if I don't have time in the day to do that. So that's another thing. It's like, well, work out where you can carry a conversation. It's like, what? That's all right. I can walk, I can sit on a bike, and then I don't know. It's overwhelming too. And then you have these moms that are doing like CrossFit and all these crazy things, but I guess they were in that shape before they got pregnant. So unfortunately, this pregnancy, that's not going to be me. And another issue that I'm having, another topic, is that there's these companies that want to send stuff. And, you know, I'm researching all these car seats and all these strollers. It's like there's so many good products out there. Do I want to go more organic with the Nuna, or however you pronounce that one, the Dutch one? That's great, but mostly chemical free. Or do I want to go with the newest, coolest, trendiest stroller? Or The lightest one, I mean, I'm just not sure. There's so many products out there. It's really hard to narrow it down. So I think at this point, I'm deciding between the 4Moms car seat, which is electric and really cool, or do I go with the Graco? I mean, excuse me, I'm probably not saying any of these right. Which is a stable brand, or the Uppa Baby, which looks incredible. So I'm a little overwhelmed with all the information that I have and everything that I need to do. And then I'm in the middle of moving right now, so I really don't have much time to even concentrate on all this, which is the hard part. I really wanted to be able to focus on the nursery and everything, but that's going to be later and next month. And what I'm really looking forward to in pregnancy is starting to feel my baby kick. I'm so excited to start feeling that. And I think I kind of felt it the other day. There was like a little flutter, as they would say. I was reading in all my baby books. They're like, you'll feel a flutter. I'm like, flutter? What the heck is a flutter? And then I felt it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the flutter. I felt the flutter. It was like this kind of little vibration on the top of my stomach. So it's not where I've been feeling normal, pregnancy things, which was really exciting, but I've only felt it once because my placenta is implanted in the front, as they would say. So it's going to make it harder for me to feel the baby until later in my pregnancy, around week 20 probably. So I'll have that to look forward to, but I just can't wait. And it's so exciting. Like when I start talking to my baby and having prayer time, which I do every morning, I literally just start crying. I mean, I am just so emotional and overwhelmed and so excited to be a mom. This is my biggest dream besides obviously being married to my husband. And I'm so excited, and to have this family and this next chapter of life is thrilling, and it's happening. And right now, and this will be my first Mother's Day, which I'm so excited about. I have the dog sitter. We're going to be out all day, and I'm not sure what Spencer has planned, but no pressure on him. I don't want it to be this pressure thing. I want it to be fun and enjoyable. So we're going to have brunch and go on a hike. And then if he has something planned, great. But I don't want any expectations. And I just want to be able to enjoy being a mom myself for the first time. And obviously I've sent flowers and everything for my mom and for our family, and to kind of take care of that beforehand so I can really enjoy my Mother's Day at first. Another thing that has been really helpful is asking everyone I know every single question. I'm sure everyone is so sick of getting text from me, but the most and the best information is from friends that I have and people who have gone through it. I value my mom's advice so much, and other elder women in my family. And then my friends. I have a lot of friends who are pregnant right now, which is so fun and so exciting. And most of them are on their second baby. But it's so fun to hear what they're doing and what they're going through and what they eat and what they don't eat, and just having that support and having their advice for everything that's going on. My sister has a son, and he just turned 2 years old. So she's been really helpful as well. I can ask her all the questions I might not want to ask someone else, like really personal, intimate questions about just things that we don't necessarily need to talk about. So she's been amazing. I wish that she lived closer. That's the only problem with a lot of my friends, is they live too far away. I just wish they lived closer so I could have my kids be raised with their kids. And there's really this natural separation almost that's going on with friends that I have that don't have kids and friends that I have that do have kids. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen, because I'm naturally relating more to people who have kids, and I need to talk to them more, and I need to meet up with them more because I need help and advice and being able to relate with them to everything that's going on. And I want to make sure to continue to include some of my closest friends who aren't quite in that chapter yet. And it's also hard when you have friends who really want kids themselves or aren't quite there. I mean, I know I have been that person to everybody for a long time, but I genuinely am so excited and happy for my friends and for other people around me when they do get pregnant. But then you have those people who aren't that way at all, and you see this whole ugly side kind of coming out, and this almost jealousy or anger. I'm not sure what it is, but it's really sad and hard because I feel for them. I know how much that desire can be to have kids and to have the family, but everyone's at different places in their lives, and you can't compare yourself to other people. And that, that's what I've always tried to do, is not compare myself to others, which can be really hard, especially when someone's having something that you want. But I would just always pray about it and try to focus on the good in my life and what's going on and what I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be. So it's important not to get upset with those people, but to be understanding. I mean, I'm trying to find a balance of that also. And then another really challenging thing is family. I wish I was so close to my family. I mean, I could start crying just thinking about it right now, because it's really hard having them be so far away. I'm getting all emotional. See, these pregnancy hormones, they're a lot. But it is really hard, and I always thought I would have my mom and my sister closer, and it's just not where I'm supposed to be. I love LA. I love California. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to live. I mean, maybe one day we'll move, or ideally have a second house, or just be able to spend a lot of time with my family. But it is really hard being closer to one side of the family than the other, and we live closer to Spencer's family, and it's so great seeing them and being with them and having that support. And that's one of the reasons we're moving, is to be able to be closer to them. And his older sister has 3 kids, so she knows the whole kid business, and she's really cool and just such a great mom. So I'm excited to be closer to her. And then holidays, it's going to be a big divide. Where do we go? Are we going to go here for Christmas or there for Christmas? So my plan as of now is to do every other Christmas at one of our parents' house, which can be challenging in our line of work, because sometimes things will come up last minute and we'll have to go out of town. But as of right now, ideally, I'd like to do every other holiday with each family. Even though we're closer to Spencer's family and we'll see them all the time, holidays are different and an exception. So I just want to make sure to try to have everybody be included and have everybody be able to come to the birthdays and invite everybody out. And if people can make it, they can make it. But if they can't, they can't. But I have definitely really been missing my family a lot, and just not being able to go to lunch with them and catch up with them and have my mom feel my belly and just see the progress. And they're all together and so much closer. So fortunately, they really get to see each other a lot more for them, but I kind of feel left out a lot. But this is where I live, and thankfully I do have another part of my family, and I do make an effort to go see them a lot. And it's just the challenge of being an adult and having your own family. And my family now is my little family, and that's my main priority. So, moving on to the next subject, caffeine. This has been one of my biggest challenges. I love black tea. I love it. I could drink 5 cups a day. It's amazing. It tastes so good. It makes me feel good. It's warm. It's relaxing. It's luxurious. I mean, black tea is one of my favorite things of life. So in the beginning, for the first few months, I didn't have any. I just went dry on black tea. And then I talked to my nurse or my doctor, and I also researched it a little bit, and it says that you can have up to 2 cups a day, but then there's some people who say that you can't. And I have friends who are like, oh my gosh, you're having caffeine? That's so crazy. I'm like, you're stressing me out. Can I have the caffeine? Can I not have the caffeine? And then I have friends who are drinking wine. I'm like, okay, I have a pregnant friend who's drinking wine. I think my caffeine, is right on that level. It's okay then. If they're having wine, I can have caffeine, which great. Some people say wine is great. I mean, I don't know. I'm certainly not a doctor, and I think whatever works for people is great. It's their choice. It's their baby. I personally am not going to drink any wine during my pregnancy, even though I love wine. I'm just not comfortable enough with knowing enough about it. But caffeine, that's my big indulgence, and I'm wondering if I should or shouldn't do it. So I'm just trying to narrow it down to a few times a week, which might sound like a lot, might sound like a little. I'm not sure. Stop judging me. I'm not sure. Just first time pregnant mom. But it's hard. And that's another thing. You are judged and criticized by everything. Oh my gosh. If I'm like this judged by just being a pregnant lady, I can't even imagine how judgmental and critical it is once you're a mom. Like, whoa. So I definitely need to get thicker skin. I mean, I do have thick skin, but sometimes, I'm working on not getting easily offended. That's biblical. So I'm gonna be working on that one. I'm also trying to really make sure I don't overdo it. I'm an overdoer. I like to get a job done. I like to pack up the whole house at one time. That's my biggest challenge right now, is not packing up the entire house. I'm like, okay, I need to sit down. My back is hurting. I'm getting cramps. This isn't good. So I just have to make sure that I don't overdo it with things and have like a timed break and make sure I'm drinking enough water and taking care of myself, because it's not just myself at this point. I mean, I'm really taking care of my little baby. So that's definitely a lot to figure out. We just did our gender reveal, which you will probably know and see by the time this comes out, but I am so excited. It was so fun. I've been looking all over Pinterest. If you need any ideas for anything, Pinterest is my mecca. I love it. It's incredible, and it's kind of private too. Like, not everyone goes on your Pinterest, so you can pin a bunch of things and get a bunch of ideas. So I narrowed it down between super soakers, where Spencer would shoot me with the color of the gender, balloons, like this pop confetti balloon thing that looked really fun. What was the other ones? Obviously the classic. Oh, and the smoke. I couldn't find it, but there's like these smoke gender things. So if anyone wants to do something really cool, I would definitely recommend that one. We ended up doing the super soakers because we live on the beach and it was fun. And I mean, we like to just be funny and fun. So Spencer shot me and it turned blue. So I'm so excited that we're having a boy, our sweet son, which is going to be so amazing. I really wanted a boy. I don't know why, but I just had it in my heart to have a boy for our first child. I know I keep saying first child. Spencer's like, first child? Oh my gosh, what if we just had, let's just do one at a time. So I just want to start putting it in there because it took me a really long time to convince Spencer for a first child. So I figure, well, if I have a few years, I might as well just put that in there now. Second child, so it's not like this big crazy shock like, oh, you want a second one? And maybe I'll only want one. I don't know. When there's a lot of benefits, that's another thing. The benefits of one, the benefits of two, it's like, who knows? I guess it's only what's right for your family. So I'll just try to take it as it comes because I can be like this master planner, which is not always a good thing. I think that I let so much chaos go around and I didn't plan for so many years and it didn't turn out so well that now I'm like overly planning, which also isn't the best. So I'm just trying to, that balance thing I keep talking about. So anyways, I really wanted a boy. I'm so excited that we're having a son. It's going to be so fun watching Spencer do jujitsu and soccer and all the little bonding time and just having this little cute boy run around our house and with our dogs. And names are so hard. If you guys have any names, please Twitter me them or Instagram or however. But I'm having a really challenging time with names because you want something cool, but you want something classic and not too crazy, but nothing, I don't know. I'm just having a hard time figuring that out. I have my top 3 kind of right now, but not the one. Well, what I think is the one, I don't think Spencer really likes very much. So that's another thing. It's like, well, we're going to have to agree on it. So my ideal situation would be have 3 names, go into the hospital with 3 names, and then we'll look at it and be like, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. So I'm hoping to have that moment. But the gender reveal was really fun. It will be in Us Weekly this week, so you can check it out. The Hills Girls pregnancy cover, I think it will be. I'm not exactly sure. the title or anything, but it's really fun. And I've really enjoyed all these fun pregnancy things and the reveal and the gender photos and the baby shower will be next and all that fun stuff. So it really is a fun world too. It's very exciting. It's like Christmas every day. I wake up, I'm like, yes, I'm still pregnant. Yes, this is so exciting. On a completely different subject, does anybody know if your baby can feel your emotions? That's another concern I have. If I'm stressed or if something's going on, I wonder if my baby can actually feel my emotions. They say week 16 is the week that the baby starts starts smiling and laughing, or not laughing. I think I just made that up. I mean, smiling and having expressions on their face and stuff. But I wonder if that's contingent on my emotions at all. I wonder if my emotions affect the baby's emotions. So sometimes I'm wondering if that's being projected onto my baby. So I'm trying to be very zen, which is not working. And I'm like, okay, it's a peaceful womb. It's a peaceful place. And I rub my baby and I catch my hand always being on my little son because that's like the closest I can hug him. But life happens. I mean, it doesn't just stop because you're pregnant all of a sudden. You still have all these things to do and all these responsibilities and your family and different balances of relationships and huge life matters can happen. So it's about having to figure that all out while pregnant and still trying to maintain a peaceful Zen place. So anyways, I just always wonder, can you feel this emotion or thoughts? I mean, is it telepathically connected? Probably not. That's going a little far. But anyways, I just wonder if my baby's vibes are going off of my vibes. And then I'm also thinking I'm praying every day, please have a peaceful baby that sleeps through the night. I mean, I guess that's what everybody wants, and that's the dream and very unrealistic. But I'm wondering if I channel more zenness, if I'll have a more zen baby, but maybe not. Maybe you just get what God gives you, and that's it. So honestly, I just don't want to dread anything or continue looking forward to everything, even if I have back pain or morning sickness. It's like, yes, I have pregnancy morning sickness. I'm really experiencing this, and I'm going to enjoy this moment. I've never been so happy to be sick for a reason, and I just want to enjoy every second, no matter good or bad. Just be appreciative of it and be appreciative that I'm experiencing this. And anyways, all very, very exciting stuff. So that's the end of my first podcast. I hope it works. I don't know. I've never done this before. And thank you guys for listening to this exciting adventure, this pregnancy adventure. I'm so excited. So I have 4.5, 5-ish months more to go. And I look forward to sharing it with you guys. And hopefully I can figure something out where we can interact and I can talk about it on the podcast, because I love to get all you moms' advices and women and everything like that. So tune in. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful, blessed day.